Today I have a sample. This here is a bottle of Hiram Walker Special Old. It's bottom shelf Canadian whiskey. It's something I use very often to start my flight, and I enjoy it a lot. It's nice. It's especially good when you blend it half and half with famous Grouse Smoky Black. But that's not what I'm talking about this time. What I have here is this sample that came with it. This here is for all intents and purposes, for all I can gather, let me get this off here. Sometimes, when you buy a larger bottle, or just a regular size bottle, they give you a 50 ml sample of something different. And so I just happen to have this, and it's a freebie. It is Canadian Club 100% rye, single grain Canadian whiskey. But it doesn't say anywhere on the label that it is the Chairman Select Canadian Club 100% rye. So this may be a slightly different one. It does say on here, not for resale. And it also says a bunch of stuff on here. Distilled in Canada, bottled Canadian Club Whiskey Company. Oh, Frankfort Clement, Kentucky. Interesting. It's distilled in Canada and bottled by Canadian Club Whiskey Company in Frankfort, Claremont, Kentucky. So this isn't intended for the United States, market, and it ended up on this Hiram Walker Special Old 1.75 liter bottle. Interesting. And it says nothing about Chairman Select on here, so it's possible that it's not the same juice as the Canadian version, because often that's the case. If you get something like, for example, black velvet. The black velvet that you buy in Canada is not the identical same black velvet that you buy in the States, which is bottled in the States. It's taken down by tanker truck and bottled in the States, and they add some sherry to it or something. And it's not exactly the same whiskey as you buy that was bottled in Alberta, in Canada, for that matter. So this is interesting. This is going to be an American version, bottled in Frankfort, Claremont, Kentucky. From Walkerville, Ontario, Canada. Okay, interesting. Let's open this up. And pour a dram. And there we are, 50 milliliters, exactly 50 milliliters. I'm going to turn the bottle sideways to get the last drops out of it. It's a plastic bottle, by the way. Real class, just like this one is also a plastic bottle. I like this stuff for starting a flight, or just when I don't care, I just want to have a drink and I'm not really interested in analyzing it and picking out the last molecule of flavor from it. It is what it is. This is my first sample Sunday video. I think I'm going to make some kind of a regular thing out of the sample Sunday. I do have a few samples that I want to try. And I might as well kick it off with this gem right here. I'm getting some fruity notes. And rye notes. Take a look at those legs. Well, not really. Yeah. They're coming down pretty fast. Some of them are sticking. It could be that this was a dirty glass. I'm not sure. Oh, they move pretty fast once they get going. It's 40% alcohol by volume after all. I get rye, I like rye bread. Something a bit fruity. Who knows what was added to this? Because it is, after all, a Canadian whiskey, it's allowed to have, 0.909% something else besides whiskey. Could be sherry, could be wine. It does have a bit of a red tint to it. Is that coloring? I don't know about coloring, but it could be some sherry or wine that was added to the 100% rye, which they're allowed to call 100% rye, even though 9.09% of it is something else. If it is actually something else. Yeah, rye bread. Smells good. Now, what's it taste like? Hmm. 100% rye. It's a little harsh. Do that again. Yeah, I think this particular Canadian Club 100% rye, which is not the Chairman Select, because it doesn't say Chairman Select on it, and it said that it's bottled in Frankfort, Claremont, Kentucky, USA. It tastes like it's got some wine in it. I mean, I'm getting the rye, but I'm getting wine as well, which doesn't really belong in my rye. I like just rye, but this definitely has some kind of sherry or wine influence added to it. And that way they can sell more of it if they put some cheap wine in there or cheap sherry in there to add to the rye that comes from Canadian Club. Yeah, I still get rye, but I'm not getting the dill that you would get in an American rye, or the mintiness that you'd get. Well, maybe a bit of mintiness, but it's not a harsh mintiness. It's not a strong mintiness. And the rye, I'm getting no dill at all. So it's not like an American rye. Yeah. Tastes like a Canadian rye, but with some wine in it, if that makes any kind of sense. It's not something that I would rush out and buy. I prefer my rye without wine, thank you very much. But it's interesting to try different things, especially when they come as freebies with your Hiram Walker Special Old. Which, yeah, interesting what they add sometimes with these little plastic deals onto your bottle that you buy. And more often I would buy the bottle that has the sample stuck to it than the one that doesn't have the sample stuck to it, just because the sample might be something new that I haven't tried, or a variety of something that I have tried before, but not that particular variety. Anyway, I hope you're having yourself really soon a Happy New Year, and cheers.
Food Quig.
Food Quig.
Food Quig.
Food Quig.
Food Quig.
Yeah.